Yeah, so Darren, just talk, still learning a little bit how to play without Tucker. Do you think sometimes the flow is a little ragged and eventually catches up, they start to figure it out? What do you think?
Yeah, I do. I thought the flow got really ugly at times tonight. Some of that was foul trouble again, just getting guys in different spots. But we got off to a great start to build the 20-point lead. So I was really happy about that. And then from that point on, and really until about the last 5 minutes of the game, we just got stagnant. But the flow, was a lot of free throws and things, but that's on us. Just a lack of a little bit of discipline defensively, where we have been pretty good. I thought tonight we got a little stretched out, maybe a little too aggressive. Like I told the guys, part of the game plan was trying to limit some guys, and we weren't quite as connected defensively, which put us on islands a little bit more, which led to some of those fouls.
I know you want to push the ball, obviously for early chances, but then there's a transition point where, okay, we're going to stop it, we're going to get into what we're going to run. What are the keys for your guys, to do that smoothly? It seems like that's where some of the struggles were.
Yeah, absolutely. Like just flowing from transition to the next action, and that's where we got kind of stuck tonight. I thought when we did make a little push there late in the second half to get that lead built up, we started getting it more side to side. We got multiple ball screens on the possession instead of just one, and trying to get the early quick one where it's like it's not going to be there. We got to get them shifted, get them moving a little bit more. And I thought, Monty and Vaughn did a really good job of that as that second half wore on.
So that's just scoring. What else does Tucker give you that you're still having to learn to play without?
I think the biggest thing right now is just that second ball handler, playmaker. As the game went on, it's like Vaughn has to have the ball a lot right now. So, whereas when we had Tucker out there, it was them splitting it a little bit more. Vaughn could rest, be a little more of a spot-up guy, get off the ball, and let the defense lose him some. So, just having that second guy that can create and make plays for others is probably the thing right now that we got to continue to grow and improve on.
Worse things, though, than having Javon having the ball in his hands.
Yeah, I'm fine with it. It's just, over the next, 20-some games, we got to find different ways to get him off the ball and then get it back to him. But just to create some more movement, have different guys making plays. I thought Sincere Harris made a few nice plays tonight where he was able to get in the paint, making plays for himself, a couple nice floaters, a couple nice kickouts for threes. So that was encouraging to see.
You guys were 20 for 22 from the foul line tonight. Was that kind of the emphasis to really go down there and win the battle at the foul line and the paint?
I mean, anytime we can get to the foul line, you want to capitalize, and 20 for 22, that's winning basketball. If you can knock down free throws like that, obviously having Javon going 11 for 11, that's the guy you want up there because he's pretty efficient at the free throw line.
Fouls were the biggest issue in the sort of middle part of the game there?
I mean, that was part of it. Like I said, that was on us. We just got to do a better job of being aggressive, getting into the ball, but also making sure we can keep the ball in front of us. And I thought there were times where we're trying to get into the ball, disrupt it a little bit, but then we would get beat. So it was a little bit a two-pronged problem. One, we get beat, and then two, we didn't have our normal gap protection behind us we have been.
Defense, does it hurt you guys even more because then it takes away a transition opportunity?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to run off a free throw, so it's one of those things where we're at our best when we get in transition, whether it be off of steals or off of misses, and we just didn't get a lot of that back consecutively tonight like we normally do.
So what is the latest medically on Tucker and Jaden Stone?
Everything's still the same.
Coach, you obviously, you're going to work with lineups and trying to get more out of other guys now. Does that include Javon? It's hard to expect more from what he's already done, but is there more that he can do? I mean,
we can get him to 30, can't we? He only had 27, so. We would love to get Javon off the ball a little bit, as we talked about, with KJ at the point. KJ, had a little tweak in there during the game, so we had to rest him the rest of the game. So then it was all Javon to finish out and close out that game, so we couldn't get him off the ball quite as much. But that's one of the things we would love to do because we can just free him up for some different opportunities as opposed to him coming down every time, letting the defenses load up on him. That's how we're going to get him to 30. We got to find those extra 3.
Are you seeing like more leadership from him? Possibly?
I think he's been great. Yeah, you can really sense it right now, like it's his team, and whether it be in the huddles or out on the floor, you can see him. Like that second half, really talking to the guys, really willing us, even with his play, to I'm going to take this over and try and win us the game in the right way. Still making plays for people, for himself, or whatever. But he's just a really good player and continues to play at a high level.
The fake dribble handoff, and then he goes in. Was that the set, the play, or was that just creating?
Yeah, it's part of our set that we called there a few times. We thought we could get a little bit of stuff off of some of their switches where he's pretty good at kind of setting you up, freezing you just a little bit, and then able to hit you with a burst of speed. And so I thought he did a nice job of setting that up.
It's like the old play action, right? In football, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Coach, what do you think of Jonathan making his first start? Obviously, a great first 8 minutes or so.
Yeah, I thought he did great. I mean, he's continues to get better every day. What I love about JP is he gives us great effort all the time. He's always sprinting the floor. He's always, going and doing his job, as we say, like whether it be, trying to go get an offensive rebound, talking, those type of things. And he's just going to continue to get better and better. He's still figuring things out, as a young player. But, I love the confidence he plays with. I love the energy he plays with.
Obviously, he's played a lot, but do you have to, are there pitfalls for a freshman making his first start? Do you have to say anything different to him, or just, he's a confident guy, so you just let him go?
Yeah, you're starting, that's it, so.
Darren, what do you like to do with the team different during the finals week and that 8 days between games?
Yeah, typically we'll take a little, maybe have a day or two where it's a little more skill work, and you kind of got through a long stretch right here of non-conference play. Like I told the guys, though, you got one left to finish off non-conference play, so we have to make sure we finish this strong, and then you get a few days off before we prepare for league play. But with the circumstances and things, we'll continue to work with guys on some execution pieces, having guys in different spots. That's the biggest thing right now, just from being able to play fast without thinking, so they know where they're supposed to be, and those are the things that we'll have to clean up as we move forward here.
And then you played Harrison. I understand it's probably some foul trouble, but just last time you started with the 2 bigs, and if you put 2 out there, foul trouble could be a problem. Do you need to be more ready? Does he become more part of the rotation, or is it, again, one of those, who knows, it could be different everyday things?
Yeah, I would say more of that. Like Harris is always ready. He always prepares, really well, whether it be the scout or getting himself ready. Tonight with the foul trouble, we just couldn't, find an opportunity to play the 2 bigs at once. I was hoping we could get a little stretch for 3 or 4 minutes to see how that lineup would do, outside of practice. We got to do it a little bit the other night. But we came into the game with we were going to go to a 3 or 4 minute segment where we wanted to play both bigs, and then with specific perimeter guys in there with them, so we could get a little better look at that.
Seems like the most important thing that Devon does is he'll get his 25 points, but he does it in a winning way rather than a selfish way. Is that just him?
Yeah, he's very efficient. He's been, from the moment he stepped on campus, he's about the right things. He's about winning, making the right plays, always encouraging teammates. He's always wanting them to be more aggressive too, because he knows, on any given night that he may not get 27, and we need other guys that are ready to step up and fill that void from a scoring standpoint. So he's always encouraging guys to stay confident, and that's what great leaders do.
Schedule is what the schedule is, but would you prefer to have more than one game in the next 17 days? Is that a detriment?
No, I don't think so. It's a pretty typical, finals week schedule. Sometimes you have a second game in there, but I'm excited about it for us. Like you get a little bit of a break to go back and really almost like a preseason practices of like, okay, here's all this data we have and all this film study we have of all right, where are we now? Who are we? And what do we want to look like as we get into league play? And you got a chance to really focus in on that without a game prep for tomorrow type thing.
Coach, more than scoring for him, when you look at the series stat line, plus 35, it's not a perfect stat, but is that even more than the 12 points indicative of how good he was?
Yeah, I mean, I always think the plus minus can have a lot of different factors in it, but it's never a bad thing when you're plus 35. So that's certainly something that he brings us that a lot of times doesn't always show up on a stat sheet. Is the other ways he influences the game.
What is the kind of mindset going in the Big 12 play with that humongous break in between?
I think it's just us getting better, every day. Like we talked about, the practice time that we have between now and then is, let's make the most of it. See what changes need to be made. See what things we can maybe get a little bit more locked in on and better at, and then get ourselves ready to go for a long stretch in league play.
Coach, thank you.
Yeah, thank you all.